Thank you very much. My name is Laurene Weste. I'm currently serving on the City Council and presently serving as the mayor. Our city is a great place to live. It's one of the top job creation cities in the state of California. It's one of the safest cities of its size in the United States, and it is listed as one of the top 100 places to live in America. Our city has stayed that way because we've united together. We've fought together to preserve what makes it great, and my campaign is about continuing to keep Santa Cruz at the top. My record, and I'm proud of what we have accomplished: no new city taxes while creating over $15 million in budget reserves. Santa Cruz doesn't spend beyond its means, and we are in a much better financial shape than so many other cities that have not prepared and were not physically responsible. That is because of strong leadership. We've reformed pensions before it was a popular thing to do. We protected both the city's employees and we protected our taxpayers so that they are treated fairly. We've focused on crime prevention, keeping drugs off the street and out of our schools. We are one of the safest cities and have a fully funded public safety because it's a good budgeting decision. I formed the Open Space District, and we've added 8,000 acres of permanent open space, stopping the spread of urban sprawl around our valley. I master planned our 74-mile trail system, and I walked every square inch of it to build the cornerstone for our recreational activities. We are one of the only communities in the United States to have that. We completed the Cross Valley Connector and other road improvements, decreasing traffic congestion, and there's more to do. We created Veterans Historical Plaza, which I'm very fond of because our veterans are why we're here today, why we have the flag to salute, and why we are safe. For the future, I will keep working on preserving what's great about our city, expand economic development programs to ensure that we have more local high-paying jobs like Disney Studio and Suncrest Growers, advocate for senior housing era issues, and expand the new senior facility that will be built here in Santa Cruz on a location the Senior Center is working on picking. I work to complete the Habitat for Humanity construction of 87 units for our veterans. This is the first of its kind in our country. We will win our long battle against the CMEX mine. I will work to conclude the Whitaker-Burmite 1,000-acre environmental cleanup and support historic Newhall and projects in Canyon Country, expand parks and recreation facilities for our family and youth, and locate a permanent home for the Canyon Country Community Center with support for seniors. We are getting ready to build a new Saugus library with community meeting space.
Time's up.
Thank you, and I appreciate you. That was good.
I just haven't looked up. Oh no, Laurene, you stay at the podium. Now we go right to question and answer. Now we got 18 minutes for question and answer.
How many minutes?
18.
Okay.
I'll go first. My name's Lori Rivas. I live in Newhall. And according to public records, your campaign paid $10,000 for political consultation to a company owned by Chris Collier. Collier has also publicly admitted that he's working on a council race. Can you please define your relationship with Collier in August 2010, when Collier helped facilitate private introductory meetings between yourself and LSSI? And why was Collier involved when he was not even a registered lobbyist? Thank you.
Thank you for asking that question. I would have no concept whatsoever of who Mr. Collier has worked for or hasn't worked for, and I never met him before, and he's new to me in the last few months.
Next question.
Cher Gilmore, Newhall. I'd like to know your position on climate change.
I'm terrified of it. It's something that I think we all need to be concerned about, and I think that we need to do a good job of doing what we can as human beings to make less impacts on the planet. The city plants 1,000 trees a year, and we are protecting open lands to protect watershed and wildlife and vegetation, which is something that we need to do as a community, and it does help our environment, and hopefully it will help sustain us in the future.
In the last election, you and McLean and Frank Ferry were elected, much to do by the Citizens for Integrity in Government, who virtually bought you into office. That was actually funded by basically by G&L Realty and the building industry, with a few other ones there. That was what got you three into office. What's concerning me is I'm now pulling your campaign statements, and I'm seeing, again, 2 PACs coming up financing you. And one is the California Conservatives for Ethics and Integrity in Politics.
Your question is, please?
My question is, with regard to the 2 PACs, the other one is California Real Estate Political Action Committee. No ID number, gave you and McLean $1,000. Do you know who this California Real Estate Political Action Committee is?
I know that Marcia McLean, myself, and Dwayne Hardy were endorsed by the local realtors, and they would have asked the Association for Realtors to give a campaign donation.
What about the other one?
One question only, please.
Thank you.
And please state your name. The next questioner, please.
Thank you. Don Dewhurst, Canyon Country. Due to the great mistrust between constituents and their elected representatives, there's a large movement across America to create term limits. Since our founding fathers did not intend politics to be a career, and it appears that time corrupts most, if not all, in office, can you please provide a yes or no response? Are you in support of term limits at the local level of government? Thank you.
I'm in support of what the voters in Santa Clarita would like us to have.
Was a yes or no question?
Then that would be a yes.
The second question.
Could you state your
then
name,
was,
please?
Cam Noltemeyer.
Thank you.
With regard to the other committee that is being formed, the California Conservatives for Ethics and Integrity in Politics, do you know who they are?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Would you like to know who they are?
If you
It's
wish
just
to
a
tell me.
question we're asking tonight, ma'am.
Richard, I have a 3-part question. Is that going to be okay?
No. One part.
Okay.
Just take your seat again. You know how it works, Wendy.
What's that?
One question at a time. You can come back 3 times.
Okay, so I'll just circle right
Yeah,
around.
that's right.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
So you say that you're part of this whole open space thing. So are you the only person on the Santa Clarita Council who has worked on open space?
I put together the committee, which had to be outside City Hall, to work on an initiative that would allow the citizens to have an opportunity to vote and decide whether they wanted to preserve land from development. And so, yes, I put that committee together, did the fundraising for it, and worked on it.
Okay, that wasn't the question, though.
You want to restate your question?
I didn't have to. The question is, were you the only person that worked on open space?
No, there was a committee.
Carol
Unless there's
Sherwood
others.
from Canyon Country. Would you be in favor of changing the charter in regards to electing a mayor and council and not rotating mayor among the council members?
The city is a general law city. It doesn't have a charter, so you would have to go through a complete reprocess to create a charter.
Good evening, and I want to thank you for your many years of service to the community. Before I ask my question, and a lot of us are confused by the.
Yeah. Your name, please.
Oh yeah,
State your name
I'm Steve
and please, the
Petzold,
question.
from Santa Clarita. I'm from Saugus, but a lot of us are confused by the billboard issue, which is coming up. We have I believe, a second reading on March 25th. We also have an Edwards outdoor advertising proposal, which seems to have been tied to that. Can you give us an update in terms of what is going to happen on March 25th? And is the billboard proposal contingent on the Edwards outdoor advertising settlement? I don't even know what to call it, the deal that you
That's
made.
your question? Thank you.
Was there a question there?
I hope so.
Okay, I'll put a question mark at the end, and hopefully I've been clear enough.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Let's try and be concise, folks.
The billboard issue is up for consideration next Tuesday night, and I am precluded from having anything to do with that issue as I live very close to the railroad tracks where there are many of the billboards. So by law, I cannot participate. And as far as the Edwards family goes, they've been here a very long time in this community, and I do know that the Edwards family, father passed away and mother passed away, and they did wish to, at some point in time, sell. So that would be the extent of what I know.
Are you recused from the Edwards?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Next question.
Okay. Speaking of those committees, that was the Formation Committee and the Financial Oversight Committee that actually are there for the property owners to vote during this open space district. So can you tell us what they discovered about the recent purchase of open space in Agua Dulce, please?
Yes, I believe that's pretty straightforward. The city had purchased a property that was going to have another 500 homes on it, and the developer wanted to sell it, and the city purchased it, and it came to the city's attention that it was somewhat outside of the boundary. I think there was confusion, and the city changed the structure of the monetary exchange so that there would not be money coming out of the open space district.
Interesting.
Next.
Cam Noltemeyer, as mayor and also the alternate on the Santa Clarita Sanitation District, you also had to abstain on the approximately $1 million that you gave from our fees to a nonprofit on which you sat on the board. And the other alternates there, of course, approved that. And this was used to lobby our community.
The question,
When
please.
it came to the vote, though, of committing in a bait and switch type of situation to commit us to a $130 million treatment plant for taking salt out of our water, you did vote on that, did you not?
Your question is, please.
Did you vote on that? Yes.
Which piece, Cam? You've
Which-
asked several things. Which thing do you
The
want to answer?
sanitation district decision that you made in this community to commit this community to a $130 million treatment plant that will cost us $4 to $5 million to operate every year.
I'm glad you asked that question because it's one that needs to be answered to every single one of you. I voted along with Councilman Keller, who I highly respect, and Supervisor Mike Antonovich, to stop the state of California from incurring massive fines. They can charge you up to $10 per gallon, and we emit 20 million gallons of water into the Santa Clara River a day. That's $200 million. They had fined the city $850,000 just a few years ago for saving the Shangri-La track. Shangri-La was having water come up and destabilizing their foundations, and we put in a pumping plant in a park, and we took the water out of the ground, and we put it in the river, and we got fined. So we did save the homes. So the same thing happens with these state mandates. You can either stop the government from fining you and then fight in other ways and look for other kinds of revenue, which Councilman Bob Keller and Supervisor Mike Antonovich strongly wanted to do, was to stop the prospect of the ratepayers being
Time.
fined and we are now looking for money from other sources within the state and federal.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ken Chase from Newhall. The billboard is a big issue in the community, especially in Canyon Country. A lot of people are against it. You go to a council meeting, I'd say 90% of the people are against it and have a feeling the council isn't listening to them. When is it appropriate when should a city council person listen to their constituents and vote and represent them? And when is it appropriate for them to feel that their feelings are the issue and should override the views of the citizens?
I would hope, sir, that in this community, which stands as one of the best communities in the United States, that we always listen to the constituents. And I think that if we weren't listening to constituents, it wouldn't be such a great community. But it is, because the community works hard.
Once again, Wendy Albright, Valencia. Let's go back to the salt scam. So why haven't you been an advocate for moving the sanitation district meetings to Santa Clarita?
Well, all the meetings that affected the hearings for the chloride issue, the federal mandate and the state mandate under Port of Cologne were in Santa Clarita for the most part, all the ones where the public could be. The reason the sanitation district meetings are down there, it is a county sanitation. There's 40 cities involved, and to separate it out would require extreme expense for the district to pay extra lawyers and extra staff to come up here. Your meetings usually take a few minutes, and it's just a cost factor.
Okay, so Whittier is as close that you could come to Santa Clarita.
One question, please.
Whittier is as close as you could come to Santa Clarita.
I think I already answered your question. By law, there are 40-some cities, and they participate with one lawyer and staff in that room, and all the motions and major issues are brought to Santa Clarita when it's just about Santa Clarita, when they have major issues. It's a cost saving for them, for the district ratepayers.
Hi, my name is Patty Sulpizio. And Laurene, I respect you for recusing yourself from the electronic billboard vote, the billboard reduction decision. But I'm hoping that as a candidate, you could tell us your personal position on the city rezoning open space for a digital billboard.
I don't believe there's any land that the city purchased with the district, open space district, that's involved in this at all.
The Norland site
was not purchased. It was bought way before the city open space district was created.
It is currently zoned open space. Part of the billboard decision involves zoning it as business park.
And I asked staff a very simple question.
Just let her answer the question. Leave it at that, please.
Also, the medians all through the city are zoned open space.
So you would support putting a
Next
billboard
question,
there?
please.
I
from
can't
another
talk
person.
to you about billboards.
Okay, thank you. Let's try and be concise, please, folks. Let's not go through a debate. It's a simple, concise question, and move on, please.
Chair Gilmore, Newhall. I'd just like to know what you would personally support in terms of doing more to mitigate the effects of climate change locally.
Well, I'd like us to not have cars that use fossil fuel.
Realistically.
Since that's the greatest cause of it, we really encourage people to be outdoors and not use their cars, to walk, to hike, to bike. We are working on creating more trees to clean the atmosphere, and we try to meet the state mandates for AB 32 and all that's required for the global climate change.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This question has to be very quick because we have under 2 minutes to
Lori
answer.
Rivas, since you just met Chris Collier a few months ago, are you aware that he helped facilitate your private introduction to LSSI, that he helped LSSI gain a contract in Simi Valley, and that his former employee lists LSSI as a client?
Lori, I absolutely didn't meet the man until a few months ago, and I have no knowledge of his past work. And I'm glad you asked, because I don't know.
Okay, that's going to be it for Laurene. We only have 1:30, and we're not going to get a question in and out. Sorry.
But you did tell the truth.
Well, that's no comment. Can we? Oh, now for your 3-minute summation, Laurene. Thank you. Folks, let's be respectful, please. No more questions. Sorry. She's going to do it.
No more.
No more. Your time's up.
Oh, thanks a lot.
No, that's what I was saying. There wasn't time for another question. She's going to answer a 3-minute summation, please.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to be here.
Shh, please.
I'm glad to be in front of the constituents. I've faced a lot of tough battles through our years. Worked with Councilwoman McLean on Ellesmere, worked to create open space, worked to create a valley that would not look like the San Fernando Valley. I think I'm very blessed to be here, like all of us. We don't have the crime. We don't have the gangs. We have a great community, and it can be a lot more beautiful and a lot greater because it takes work to do it. We have to work together. I'm very proud of who you are and what we do together. I'm not interested in fighting or arguing or making a big fuss about something that's said to me. I care about you, and I took an oath to defend you and my community. It says against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And we have been impacted by the federal government on a $359 million mining project. We've been affected by the state of California and the Clean Water Act on something that I think is wrong, but I can't allow you to be charged for it, and we will continue to work in every way we can to bring costs down on everything that affects you. But as a community, we have to stand together, not pick each other apart, because the things that are most affecting us are coming at us from Sacramento or the federal government. We have a lot of work to do. Together we can do it. I'm proud to serve you. I can't imagine anywhere. I've been all over the world. I can't imagine anywhere else I'd want to live. Bless every one of you. Thank you for having the forum. Thank you for allowing me to have served you. It's a great place. We take care of our kids, our pets, our veterans, our seniors. It's a wonderful place to be, and I love Santa Cruz, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you.